Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the respected dignitaries, distinguished speakers, honorable participants, and the loving audience, and all beautiful people present here from all around the globe. I, Ms. Nada Ratkovic, Iiu board member, country director, Iiu Croatia, the president of Research Center Iiu, welcome you all to the second International Sustainable Development Goal Conference, Iiu-Isdgc 2022, for the Iiu-Isdgc leaders on the second day of this great conference. Development the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. On the topic, living sustainability, transforming the world, social, environment, economic equality, 17 SDGs, 12 days, 50 countries, 100 plus global SDG experts, students, speakers, people, prosperity, planet, peace, partnership. Today, on the second day, Sustainable Development Goal 2, Zero Hunger, by the International Internship University in 12 days. What an amazing day. So for the inspiration and the motivation, we need to have a great start. So let's see our surprise.
You say I'm crazy, but you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. I have loved you for many years. Maybe I am just not enough. You made me realize my deepest fears by lying and tearing this up. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one.
Wow, bravo. Big clap for our great Michaela. Michaela is one of my students. She is a great student, but she has a lot of other things. She's a singer, she's a dancer, she's a musician. Thank you. Thank you, dear Michaela.
Thank you. Bye.
So now, let's move forward. Today, I'm not alone. I have an amazing master of the ceremony. She is a beautiful student. She's coming from Croatia. She's my student. She is an economic student. She is in the 14th grade, and her name is Laura Radanovic. Laura, welcome.
Hi.
Good evening. Good evening. Please, today, let's start. Let's start this amazing program. We start with the music. So let's go.
I am pleased and honored to present our organization, International Internship University, is leading virtual education system and global brand confederation, which is the most available and trusted worldwide and well reputed in delivering innovation programs. Globally, it is a trusted name for quality training programs and is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. Iiu is metamorphosing the conventional education system by cutting down the additional costs and providing access to more than 1,000 courses and internships to their learners. Across the globe, with the help of its 1,000 global educators. In a short span of time, Iiu has spread its wings in 195 countries and 6 continents under the strong leadership of its visionary founder, Mrs. Piyush Pandit, committed and inspiring social activist, passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds. Iiu has formed its 4 councils, namely, first, Women Entrepreneurship Council, 2, International Student Development Council, 3, International Youth Development Council, and 4, International Council of Education. The main objective behind the councils is to provide support in every woman entrepreneurs and educators. Iiu is coming every day with new events, educations, projects, and well, all invited to be a part of it, be the change with Iiu.
Thanks. Great, Laura. Great. You introduced our great Iiu. Iiu is a change. Iiu is a revolution. Iiu is bringing revolution in education. So now we can start with our program. We can start with our amazing speakers, our amazing students. So let's see who will start today. Call our great students there. Laura, please.
Please start Tiana Dana Jones from USA. Founder of All Lives Do Exist and the Women's Lives Do Exist Global Peace Movement.
Yes, but Laura, we lost Miss Diana, so we will go and start with our students. So please, you can call our great Maria and Leonarda.
Hello, everybody.
Maria and Leonarda from Croatia.
Hello.
Please introduce yourselves, my beautiful students.
My name is Maria, and I'm an economic student. And today I will talk with my classmate Leonardo about the second goal of SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. So let's start.
Okay.
Oprostite, profesorica se šira.
Please put the full screen.
Yes.
Okay, you lost it now, but no problem, no problem. Okay, now on the projection, if you can, on the great, so great, it's great.
Let's first discuss what is hunger. Hunger is one of the major problems.
Please, can you return on your first slide, please?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let us.
Zero Hunger, made by Leonarda Vukovic and Maria Noratskeva.
Okay.
Hunger. Let's start with what is actually hunger. It is one of the major global problems. And it is defined as the condition in which a person cannot eat sufficient food to meet basic nutrition needs in a sustained period. And today around 690 around
690, it's okay.
Million people that are hungry in this world. So now when we know what is hunger, we can talk about zero hunger, which is the second goal of the Sustainable Development Goals. and it needs to be achieved by 2030 on this planet. Goal of zero hunger. There is many goals of zero hunger. Zero hunger. So zero hunger by all means end hunger and ensure access to all people to eat food with nutrition. Increase importation in nutrition system, food system. Zero hunger challenges, challenges goals. All food systems are sustainable from production to consumption, and end to rural property. Adapt all food system to eliminate loss of waste of food. Transforming our food system to transform our world. Why is world hunger a problem? The world produces enough food to feed everybody on the planet. The problem is access and availability, both of which are disrupted by things like war, conflicts, food waste, water, and other things. Hunger in the world, there is more than 60-90 million people that are still hungry, and 1/3 of food is waste across the world. That is my part of Leonarda.
Hi, my name is Leonarda, and I will continue. Here we can see some of that we found about hunger in the world. Just a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, great, Leonarda, we hear you.
Maria, can you
move to another slide? Change the slide, great. Come back to one, okay.
Here we can see some of the data that we found about hunger in the world. Just a second. Okay. Значи ovako. The majority of the world undernourished 381 million people are still found in Asia. More than 250 million live in Africa, where the number of undernourished is growing faster than anywhere in the world. The 5 regions with the highest number of hungry people are, Maria, can you please, thank you. As you can see in this map, there is a 5 region with the highest number of hungry people. There are sub-Saharan Africa, 22.7%, Caribbean, 70.7%, Sub-Saharan Asia, 11.5%, and Western Asia, 10.6%. But the country that has highest hunger is Somalia, according to 2021 GG ranking. In this map, can you please? In this map, we can see which part of Somalia are affected by famine. The situation in Somalia is getting worse. The population is suffering from hunger, and the children are the most affected. According to data, even 4.1 million people people suffering from famine and currently in need of food assistance due to the compounding impacts of extreme drought, flooding, desert, and the economic impact of COVID-19. Can you please? Here we can see some photo that we find on the internet that show us the situation in Somalia. Can you? Thank you. To to end hunger it's very important because hunger is a leading cause of death in the world. And if this trend continue, the number of people affected by hunger will surpass 840 million by 2013. How we can help? But first, we can practice a healthy diet. That means to eat healthy in the moderate way and not eat more than what our body actually needs. The second step is step is donate extra stocks of foods to the needy. Third is follow the food plan. When we shop, make a habit of follow a food plan when we shop, and so we will know when we actually need to consume, and no extra food goes to waste when it's exercised. Some of the other steps are improve the logistic of food supply across the world. Storage, transporting, packaging, shipping has to be improved to ensure food gets to the people that need it the most effectively. And some of other steps are the product of agricultural research. Agricultural research contribute the main part of food chains that improve the insecurity, quality, and product will end hunger by 2013. Can you please? Here we can see some photo that we found in internet that also tell us to end hunger because that's important. Can you? And if we work together, after 15 years, there will be no hunger. Zero hunger isn't just a possibility, it's a reality. So we just need to work together and to make this come true and make this world a better place for all people. And let's hope for a better future.
Thank you, Leonardo and Maria.
Big clap for great Leonardo and for great Maria. Laura, what we learn, what are their solutions? What are they talking about? What about the zero hunger?
It's very important for us. It's very important for world, but zero hunger is very, very important.
Yes. So what we have solutions, what we do, we know that there is a big steady decline. We know that today there are so many people who are suffering from the hunger. And we can say not only in Africa and Asia, all around us. And as we hear from them, nearly 619 million people are hungry. and that is almost 9% of the world population, and it is growing day by day. Will we achieve the zero hunger this world by 2030? If the trends continue, there will be more people affected by hunger. So I'm sure if we don't act, if we don't do, this will not be. And all these programs from the United Nations, from the World Food Program, is giving that. And we know that today we have a bad situation, a bad economic situation, and not only economic downturns. We have with the climate change. Yesterday we talked about the poverty. So the pandemic, the COVID-19 also make this number bigger. So we need to act. We need to find new solutions. We need to help. And that is our mission. And that is why we are here on this great second Iiu-Isdgc conference. And for us, it is very important. It is very important to hear the voice of the students, the voice of the youth, because we know the youth is our future. Once again, great students. I want to say something because today we have more of the students. They are amazing. They are working a lot. They are doing so many projects. And before my moderator starts, she starts very fast. So I didn't present her. My moderator today, the master of ceremony, has so many gold medals. She has so many first places on the competitions, national competitions, international competitions. And not only that, if we are talking about the school, she is an actor. She is having a lot of other interests. So you see, and I'm happy because around me and I have an amazing students. And now Maria also, she's going on the competition. She's also getting the first places on the competition. So that is the mission. You need to encourage your students. If you don't encourage them, if you don't teach them, learn them, and if you are not an inspiration for them, how can they do anything? So let's continue now, Laura, our grade. After our students, we will go little to USA, and we have a great youth leader here with us. So Laura, please again, introduce her. Laura, I think that I lost my moderator. She will come back, but I will present her. Now we have an amazing person, amazing person. Let me hear. She is Tiana Dina Jones. She's coming from the United States of America. She is a founder of All Lives Do Exist and Women Lives Do Exist. And she is moving from the global peace movement. Welcome, my dear, beautiful friend, Tiana.
Thank you for having me, and it's a blessing to be here. So today we're going to talk about zero hunger and the importance it is to have ways to find these solutions. We see all around the world that people are going hungry, and I wonder each day how we can help them sooner than 2030. How we can do that is learning how to farm and grow our own foods, showing people information through the internet, using technology so that we can see how we can collaborate with each other, using social media groups, social media sites, so that we can collaborate with people in our communities and add other people from countries that are amongst each other. In this time of evolution, we see that many people are suffering from COVID-19 and also for decades of time when it comes to hunger. In this time, we need more equality. We need to show that there is no inequalities that can stop us. And if we can work together and unite to bring people together, such as we are on this amazing SDG Conference number 2 summit, we can find solutions through other countries by listening and learning the knowledge, by giving ourselves a chance to open up and figure out if this is the truth and if it is something that we can do to help society. Everyone has value and everyone has a chance to give solutions. There's no one that does have more information to give each other. So we all can find ways with our brains to figure out how to fix the issues that are going around our world. Sustainable development goals start with the individuals from each country, from each community, from each state, from each city. So it's about our will and our power that we possess. Because if you look deep inside of yourself, you have a power of learning, a power of wanting to know, controlling your thoughts and controlling your emotions to find these solutions. Because it starts with the root of knowing that we don't want people to go into poverty and hunger any longer. We are in the 21st century, so we do have ways to use technology and the internet to get seeds and to get certain materials ordered online. And in some countries, there are issues with ordering things online, but we can get those things delivered to our local post offices, colleges, universities, schools, libraries, and public government locations. That way, we can have access globally all around the world, seeds for farming, learning how to do things ourselves, working in schools, such as a lot of organizations. They work with their schools to teach their students how to grow food, such as Professor Nada Rakovic. She is able to show her students how to do different things in their group projects. And this is why it's very important to help the youth and teach the people fundamentals early on in their years to come. Because if they learn now, these students, these younger people, how to produce and consume energy in their food by choosing to pick certain foods and not wasting in the materials, this is huge because people can recycle food. You can take leftover food from the night before. If you make really big meals in the United States, we sometimes overly cook. We sometimes overly buy. So people in the United States recycle their food by giving to neighbors. If you make too much food, instead of throwing it away, some people give solutions of donating food to communities, having events, and giving them food that they may have left over, not just desserts, but also other major meals that are good for protein and nutrition. And the goal here is for communities to work together, schools to work together. And if you see somebody at your school that is not having as much food as you, and you know you're going to throw your food away or not eat it till the next day, you leave it in your lunch bag and it goes bad, just give the person the food. Because at the end of the day, you never know who is struggling. You never know somebody's situation at their house. You never know what's going on at home. And there's nothing wrong with helping other people. There's nothing wrong with giving people food, because you are doing your part by giving your service to other people by just giving them the banana, just giving them the apple, just giving them the food that you don't want. And that will give them protein and also give them endurance so that they're not falling asleep in class. Because a lot of people watching this are youth students. We have a lot of students here from Croatia. We have a lot of people watching from the United States. and students can help each other by giving each other a chance. Just give each other a chance to know what is going on and keep it private. Respect each other, because some people are still struggling in society, whether we're in the United States or not. We are still struggling every day. We have people that are going to our local churches and that are getting food donated because the grocery stores are about to throw away the food. They have maybe 1 or 2 days away from throwing out the bad food. They recycle it back to the communities. People are going to these churches and they are taking the food that is almost bad and they're cooking it, they're eating it, they're sharing it, and they're giving each other opportunities, not just in the United States, but this is something that we should collaborate globally to let people know. Go to your local grocery stores, your local markets, ask the people, when is the food going to go bad? If the food is going to go bad in 1 or 2 days, they are already going to throw it in the garbage. So then you can have an organization at your school. You guys can go to local markets and you guys can go on weekends to donate the food to the homeless. Ask, different students in your schools, don't be feeling bad, who does need the extra food? And then maybe their parents can sign up to pick up the food from you guys on a weekend. And this can be a group project. There's many ways that we can do our service and we can do our part in the United States and Croatia and all over the world. Again, thank you for this opportunity. And you guys have an amazing professor. She is very intelligent and finds solutions by joining these global calls, not just her platform, but she is also finding solutions when she comes onto my platform in the United States for the All Lives Do Exist and Women's Lives Do Exist global peace movements and summits. So again, your teacher, she is a little strict, but she is a very smart woman and is leading you to a future full of opportunities. So again, have faith, be hopeful. The world can change with you because you are the future. And everyone watching this should know that 2030, the year, is soon coming. And by doing this solution of summits, global speaking, using this technology, we can spread the awareness of issues, just like the maps that were shown by the Croatian students. They're showing where we have to target helping the society. If we don't know how to help them, then what can we do? We can write letters to their government. We can donate seeds and give them instructions on how to do farming. We can show them that they are not alone. There are solutions here. So don't give up. We are all working together. Thank you.
Great, great, Tiana. So honored to have you, my beautiful and great friend, and almost from United States of America. We are proud on you. What are you doing on this global level? So I hope that many people will be inspired, will listen what you are talking here on this Iiu stage. How to help? Yes, we have a lot of food. Please give to the people who don't have, and that's what you are doing, bringing to the church and bringing the neighbor and all around the world. It is really, really awesome and amazing. Thank you so much for being with us. And you, I'm sure tomorrow my students are inspired, really inspired. So please, let's hear Laura what you have to say to our great Tiana. Agata, you can also join before your speech and say something, what you think, How can we act? We see how our great Tiana is acting every day, every second.
That is very amazing presentation, and that is very amazing speaker.
Speaker, or what else?
Yes.
She is a human being. He's very humanitarian. She's a big social activist each day. And as we are today, on this second day, our great Tiana also had a big summit with every day. Each one day was one SDG. Also, an amazing speakers, amazing students were there giving the solutions because only together we can do that. And all lives do exist. Thank you. Thank you, dear Tiana, once again.
Thank you to all your students. Never be discouraged because you guys are teaching us things as well. And you guys are the ones that will circulate the information. We can give you the information, but it's you that will recycle the information and teach people. So you guys are truly our heroes, and you have to believe in yourself and you have to be confident because you have a power inside of you that can change the world. This is why sustainable development goals is so important for the youth, because we're adults. We do know that already, but you guys need to learn it so that you guys can recycle the information. So thank you so much again for having me. And I am so grateful. Thank you again to all the singer. She was amazing singer, but the speakers are amazing. And each student has a mind of their own and a gift inside of them to share. So thank you so much.
Please, please, a big, big clap for our great Tiana. Thank you really for joining and being here with us today on this great day. Thank you. Laura, please.
The next is Magdi Saleh. It is a global level educator. Is very, very great, very good educator.
Yes, we are calling our great Magdi Saleh. He's coming here with us and now he's an amazing educator. Yes, if you are following him on the Facebook, you can see what he's doing. Every day a lesson with students, sharing, learning, acting. Welcome, welcome dear Magdi.
Well, to be quite honest, I don't have actual words to describe my feeling. And if I know 1,000 words, I might not be able to form one sentence except that smart people who are taught from their own experience, but super smart people who are taught from others' experience. And I am very lucky to share super smart people here in this big conference. And I'd like to say to our learners that if you want to touch your past, touch a rock. If you want to touch your present, touch a flower. And if you want to touch your future, touch a life. And I believe that you can't touch a life without true friends like you. So it's a pleasure to be with you today. And I am very, very happy to be here with you. And to be quite honest, again, it's not fair to speak after Miss Tiana because she is a fluent speaker and she is a dreamer. And I enjoyed every word, Miss Tiana. Thanks a lot for your fabulous presentation. It's amazing. So I like to start my presentation by some slides to share with you that there is no hunger because we are the problem. I know that learner at this age wants to listen to stories. Before I share you my slides, I want to share you just two short stories, because we are the main cause of this hunger. In 18th century, there was something spread in Europe and eventually found its way to America. It's purple fever, and they called it Black Death of childbed. Basically, what was happening that women would die after giving birth in 48 hours. And the situation was worse and worse and worse, even in some hospitals. More than 70% of women who gave birth would die. And all doctors wanted to know why this woman would die. They started to check the corpses of women, and after that, they go to deliver babies and finish the round until there is a young doctor. His name, Oliver Wendell Holmes. He said, guys, you're the problem. They ignored him and called him crazy for more than 30 years until another doctor noticed that the doctor didn't wash their hands. They didn't sterilize their tools. So they began to sterilize and they began to know the sterilization process, and the disease gone away. My lesson is, and my point is, sometimes we are a human are the problems. We blamed everything except ourselves. We have to notice how much food we waste every day. So let me share you my slides and let me talk about this presentation I am sharing now.
Okay. What an amazing word by our great Magdi.
Thank you so much. Can you see my screen now?
It's coming, not yet, but yes, we see, but not a full screen. If you can put a full screen.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Can you see it now?
It's the same. Okay, let's see now. Maybe the internet, I don't see now nothing.
It's okay. If you can't see it, I'd like to start with what Martin Luther King said.
Magdi, we don't see it.
You don't see it again?
No,
okay.
no.
I'm trying to share it. Can you see it?
No. Now we can see the, okay, go by this if you can't put it, no problem.
Okay. Martin Luther King said, why should there be hunger and deprivation in any land, in any city, at any table, when man has the resources and the scientific know how to provide all mankind with the basic necessities of life? There is no deficit in human resources, the deficit in human will. So why we are here in this conference? I think we are here to think together how to end hunger, how to achieve food security and promote sustainable agriculture. Hunger, all of us know that means less productive individuals who are unable to earn more. There are nearly 8 million people who suffer from hunger. As you said, Professor Nada, not only in Africa, not only in Asia, but in all the world. All of us think is that there are some countries like USA or Japan, but I saw in Austin a lot of homeless, a lot of people who are suffering from hunger. Don't think that hunger in developing countries only, but we can notice hunger around us. So we all want our families to have enough food to eat. The world with zero hunger can positively impact our economies, health education, and social development. All of us speaking about the definition of hunger, it's okay. All of us know how can we define hunger, but we have to search for the solutions. And I think we have to know that climate change and hunger existed in one circle. And hunger existed in one circle with the climate change, more frequent and longer lasting periods of extreme temperature, flood events, and as you noticed, the floods last year in Germany and some countries of Europe, and the dry weather leave many families unable to put food on the table. It's a big catastrophe when you find family with table without any food. So climate smart agriculture. We have to focus in our schools and our universities on this concept, climate smart agriculture. Of course, it is a broad term that includes number of practices, but all these solutions allow farmers to adapt and become more resilient against unpredictable climate. These practices include diversity, crop varieties, so conservation agriculture and low water soak garden may be great solution that we can use. Another solution I'd like to shed the light on it. We have
Magdi,
to,
please, the slides are not moving. I know that you have slides, but they are not moving. You are on the how to achieve food. Yes, this is now embrace climate smart, right?
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'd like to talk about forced migration. And of course, you in Europe suffered from migration, because if you don't develop the refugee well, they will delay your improvement. They will delay your development. So forced migration is a key cause of hunger. And we are currently in the middle of the global refugee crisis. Much of the work have to stop the conflicts need to take place on the government and policy level. And as I said before, as you see this slide, food waste, we have to reduce food waste. Currently, 1/3 of all food produced is wasted. That equals 1.3 billion tons. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine this number? Can you see this waste of food? As I shared you my true story in the beginning of my presentation, that we are the problem as a human. So we have to do a lot of some practice like crops with biofortifications. We have to modify and improve genetic engineering, especially in agriculture field. So I don't like to speak a lot. Thanks
yes,
a lot.
You can speak, no problem. You can speak. We really enjoy. We really enjoy listening you.
I really enjoyed being with you. And now I remember what Lily Walters said. The success of your presentation will be judged not only by the knowledge you send, but by the listeners they receive. And I am very lucky today to be with super smart people and share thoughts with you. Thanks a lot, and please accept my deepest appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Magdi. We are really honored and grateful to have you here on this second Iiu-Isdgc conference. So last year you were also with us. You were amazing. We really enjoyed listening. We learned a lot. You can ask my students, you can ask our audience here. It was really amazing. So dear Laura, what you say for our great educator Magdi?
This was a good presentation. We could learn a lot, and there are a lot of things that we could apply in the future, and that's very good.
Wow.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Laura. It's a pleasure to have you today. Thank you.
Thank you. Laura?
Okay, next is Agata Bulic from the Croatia.
Hello, everyone.
Agata, I want to present you because you are not, Agata is a very special person. Agata is a great student. She is working a lot on the SDGs, not only on the SDGs. She's in many projects. She likes this kind of she likes this, and now I'm honored and grateful because you will all enjoy in her presentation. Welcome, Agata.
Hello, everyone. My name is Agata, and I'm 16 years old. Today, I'm going to talk about zero hunger.
Agata, please, can you try to put a full screen?
I did.
No, you didn't. Try again, please. Stop sharing and try again, or click on the dia projection. Try again, please, because you have an amazing presentation, we see. Okay, let's see. No.
Can you see it now?
It's the same. It's the same. So let's see. Will the slide move?
Okay.
Try to move them. Try more. Okay, so come back to the beginning. Okay, you can start again. Thank you.
So first, we're going to talk about hunger. Hunger is the leading cause of death in the world. Our planet has provided us with tremendous resources, but unequal access and inefficient handling leaves millions of people malnourished. If we promote sustainable agriculture with modern technologies and fair distribution systems, we can sustain the whole world's population, and we can make sure that nobody will ever suffer from hunger again. The threshold for food deprivation or undernourishment is fewer than 1,800 calories per day. What causes hunger? Hunger is strongly interconnected with poverty, and it involves interactions among an array of social, demographic, societal factors and political factors. People living in poverty frankly face household food insecurity and use inappropriate care practice and live in unsafe environments that can allow access to quality of water, sanitation, um, or availability to health services and educations, weather-related events can also be the part of can cause hunger. They can also impact food availability in many countries, and economic downturns in countries depend on oil and other primary commodity export revenues has also affected food availability and decreased people's ability to access food. Hunger in numbers. 1 in 9 people in the world suffers from malnutrition. 800 million people. The vast majority of hungry people live in developing countries where around 13% of the population is undernourished. Asia is continent with most hungry people, 2/3 of the number, and South Asia is most affected with an estimated 281 million malnourished people, and around an inadequate nutrition causes almost half of the deaths in children under the age of 5. That's around 45% or 3 million children each year. 66 million primary school children goes to school hungry in the developing countries, which is 23 million in Africa. Goals of zero hunger are to end hunger, to achieve food security, to improve nutrition quality, and to promote sustainable agriculture. Extreme hunger and malnutrition remains a barrier to sustainable development and creates a trap from which people can't easily escape. Hunger and malnutrition means less productive individuals, and around 2 billion people in the world don't have a regular access to safe nutrition and sufficient food. In 1918, 144 million children under the age of 5 were stranded, and 47 million were affected by wasting. What can we do to help? You can make changes in your life, at home, at work, and the community by supporting local farmers or markets, and making sustainable food choices, supporting good nutrition for all, and fighting food waste. How many people go hungry? More than 680 million people were undernourished in 2019, mainly in Asia and Africa. People experiencing moderate food insecurity are typically unable to eat healthy, balanced diet on a regular basis because of income. If these trends continue, an estimated 840 million people will go hungry by 2030. Around the world, more than enough food is produced to fill a global population, but as many as 830 million people still go hungry. every 5 or 10 seconds, a child dies from hunger-related disease, and 3 million hungry children die every year. World Food Day is celebrated on October 16. The Day of Food and Agriculture Organization was founded in 1945 as part of the United Nations. This is a reminder that we need to stop hunger, and I want to thank you all for all your attention.
Great, 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 Agata. I'm really proud on you. You're amazing. What a great presentation.
Thank you.
You show us all what you want and what you are doing. And yes, in our classroom, in our school, and really, really honored always. And that is what I say yesterday, how to have energy. And what is filling me with energy? My students. I say I love each one of my students because they are amazing. They are inspiring me. We are making together. I inspired them, motivated them, and then they gave this great result. So thank you, Agata. Please, you can talk a little more because we show the presentation. We talk about this SDG 2.0 hunger, but we are acting a lot. We are acting a lot. What we are doing, we are making because in our school we have cookies. We are making lunches. We are making cookies. We are sending. I said yesterday, you see what the students are doing. So Agata is also a part of that. We are paying scholarships for the students in this who don't have the possibilities to go. We have a lot of priests in the countries, so we are acting. They are helping us. We send to them. And when we see a smile on the face of the children, we are really happy. And we are doing actions in our country, in our town, in our country, and worldwide. I need to repeat that a lot of time because we are really acting, we are really doing, and we are not talking. Our actions are visible. Our actions are visible everywhere, every day. So now Agata mentioned the food day. For few days on 26 September is starting the week of the SDGs. We are a part of that also. We will be a whole week. Then on the October 16th, we will do for this food. I'm sure that we will make a lot of food. We will share that. If we don't make that, we share the money and all the things, what this, especially our youth. Yesterday, we see that we are taking care about our olds. We are visiting them. We are bringing them the presents because they are alone. They are left. And this poor child and this poor old people, did they deserve that kind of a life? So please think about that. Think about the food you are putting, like our Tiana said, share that food. Give it to your neighbor. Give it to your to the poor child in a school for the meal, because we know that we don't have in all school the meal. And you know, I see everything. I see everything in my classroom. I see that some students are buying a meal, one when they come and then when they go home. But also I see so many who don't have nothing. And if we don't help them, what is our mission? And so why we are educators? We are not educators for the subject we studied. We are educators for the life, and that is more important from anything that we are teaching them. So Agata, please, can you say a few sentences more?
I think it's important to help everyone if we can, because maybe someday we will need some help and we would love that someone else help us. So I think it is important that we help to each other.
Yes, yes, it is a great message. It is a great message, and the voice of our youth and students really need to be heard. Thank you. So now let's see what our master of ceremony prepared for us today. Laura, you are
Okay, presentation. It's wait.
Okay. Is it a problem? Dr. Amrik? Okay. It's okay, Laura, we see it. So you can start.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
No. I want you to also say something after our Laura, because you are here with us also. Can you?
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Yes, after her. Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Laura, we
ma'am.
don't hear you.
Okay. We are going to talk about zero hunger. It's a content of my presentation. There is introduction, the change it requires, examples of good practice in Croatia, the impact of climate change, a world without hunger, and conclusion. First, introduction. Aimed at eradicating hunger and all forms of malnutrition, ensuring food supply for all, and achieving sustainable food production by 213. 795 million hungry people today. We have a lot of hungry people. The change it requires a radical change of the global system of agriculture and food production is needed. A radical rethinking of food production, distribution, and consumption. Sustainable forms of agriculture, forestry, and fishing can provide healthy and high quality food for everyone. And every one of us can buy a local food and in season food for help zero hunger. And everyone can have a 1 day in week without meat, because meat industry is very bad for zero hunger. Examples of good practice in Croatia: HIP Croatia, Kaufland Croatia, Oikon, Podravka, and Women. HIP is produce a baby product. These companies contribute to a world without hunger with their donations, ecological product, and overall business. Podravka is the most popular food production, and he produce a lot of things look like vegeta, some snacks. Alino is the baby food and other. COVID-19 pandemic. 370 million school children were left without the regular school meals, and that means so much to them because a lot of children don't have own money to get a breakfast. The economic crisis and the interruption of the current way of food distribution caused by the pandemic worsened the situation with food shortages and hunger in the world. COVID-19 pandemic was very bad for zero hunger because of slowly distribution, and a lot of food was the impact of climate change, along with environmental degradation and biodiversity loss. Climate change is increasing pressures on the natural resources we depend on, and the risk associated with disasters such as droughts and floods are increasing. A world without hunger, positive impact on our economy, health, education, quality, and social and development. Uh, for education, more children have breakfast and have a better concentration in school. Health, if you don't eat, you are not health, and you don't be concentrated. Conclusion from everything previously mentioned in the presentation, we can conclude that Croatia actually has good examples in the fight for a world without hunger, but that all other countries should act in the same way. Hunger is a very big problem that needs to be reminded as soon as possible. That's a global problem, not only Croatian problem. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura. You can stop sharing. Thank you. It was really great. We like it. So our Dr. Amrik maybe can say something about your presentation. Dr. Amrik, please unmute yourself.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Amrik from India. And the presentation made by Laura ma'am was wonderful, and she explained the problem of hunger all over the world, and she also suggests some of the measures in order to improve the situation of hunger along all over the world. She suggests some measure how to improve our agriculture system. If we improve our agriculture system, that's the only way to overcome the problem of this hunger all over the world. And she suggested some of the food processing mechanisms so that farmers may get benefit, and also the consumers get healthy food from this agriculture sector. So agriculture sector, I think, has to play a dominant role in order to eradicate the hunger from the world. So it was a wonderful presentation by the Laura ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Laura, you see, listen, Dr. Amrik is planning a big webinar and conference in October. So, Dr. Amrik, you can also call the students like Laura.
Yes, I from this platform, I would like to invite all the speakers in my webinar that I want to that I am going to schedule on 10th of October.
Okay.
It will be great because today many people join us, but you know, when students are listening, and they share their knowledge and what they are doing, it is really great. Now IIU has a big project called BICUP, and so many students from worldwide are coming to India. So the first exchange and internship is India. After India will come other countries like Romania, it will come in Europe. So this is really a great way for the learning, especially when students, I can say, make exchanges of their knowledge. And what we see in what was for us very important. We hear a lot about the importance of this acting. Saving lives changes lives. And our great Tiana, our great Magdi, students amazing. Please, Magdi, can you say something about our speakers today, about the presentations you hear all who were today presenting? So be free.
Actually, the first thing, and I should mention that I don't like to speak in theoretical mood. I like to think deeply. And I think this session is a leading action because all of us know the meaning of the definition of leader, but I like to use a metaphor that imagine that all of us are sitting in the jungle and all of us want us to figure out how to go out of this jungle. We are sitting on the floor thinking how to go out until one of us climb the longest tree and see the whole area and get down and point and say, guys, this way. This session is like a leader and it's a leading action because I shared a lot in sessions and the meeting, as you see in my Facebook account, but this session, we make a great presentations and also we make a great solutions for the problem. So it's important not to present the problem, but it's the most important thing to give us solutions. So I want to call this session is just one touch, one change, because it's the first touch to the cut of humanity. This is hunger. It's a deep disease. It's a deep pain in the whole body of humanity. So it's an amazing to share thoughts with you. Thanks a lot for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really honored on all the speakers, on all the students. We are all change makers. We are doing great. That is making me happy, really happy. So these 2 days were really great because it was not a kind of usual session where we talk a lot, we share a lot, we hear the opinions, and we have a lot of students. We have a lot of students, and when we hear the students, we always get conclusions, get new ideas. We know what are their needs, what is important for them, how to encourage them. We are talking about the 21st century skills, and if we are not innovative, creative, how can we make these students see? I said at the beginning, Laura, not only Laura, they are always on some kind of competitions. And you know what projects they do? They are participate. They are a great, I can say, entrepreneurs. They are making from idea to realization. They are in competitions for the SDG. They are statistics. My Laura was in the Europe, the best from the statistics, you know. So when you get that results and when you have that students, that is something that I can say zero hunger. I can say that my food, the best food for me is the knowledge of my students. Really, the best food. Yes, we always eat something, make something, share something. I can say that Laura or Agata, you can say what is the atmosphere in our classroom? How atmosphere we have?
Yeah, and we give them opportunity to learn and acquire at the same time, because they not only comprehend and recall information, our learners, no, they acquire knowledge. They not only learn, but apply what they learn in the real life. This is, all of us know the difference between learning and acquisition. So we give them the opportunity to acquire knowledge not only learn. And this is the most important learning objectives for us as educators. Yeah.
Yes, so how can we talk about tomorrow's SDG 3? How can we say that? How can the students or anyone be healthy without food? And what about the well-being? What will hear tomorrow? So today, I can say we have a really amazing session. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all the
Thank you.
students who are here. Thank you, Dr. Armik. Thank you, Magdi. Thank you, great Tiana, for joining us from the USA. Tiana is always an inspiration. You, Magdi, is always an inspiration. And it is really great. We want to thanks to our great founders, Piyush Pandit, for giving us this opportunity, for giving us great Iiu, because we will not be here together, we will not meet, we will not get new solutions. I can say that Iiu is really bringing our revolution in education, and not only in education. We are acting in all the fields. You see, from the early childhood till the university. So for everyone, we have a lot of programs, a lot of training sessions. So dear listeners on the Facebook, thank you. Thank you for being with us, for joining us. Tomorrow, we will continue with the SDG 3, with the good health and well-being. Thank you all for being with us. Till tomorrow, stay safe, stay healthy, and let's learn and continue learning and growing with Iiu, with these great educators, as Laura said at the beginning, 1,000 and plus educators, 1,000 and plus courses. So great, this is the best place for the learning. I want to thank to my student who sing at the beginning. She inspired us. She motivated. She needs to laugh, because we have a big difference in the time. And my students come from school and join this session. So they didn't have no relaxation, no nothing. I think that they don't have a lunch still. So now, no hungry. We said zero hungry. You need to eat. So you need to breathe. How can we breathe? So for our positive mindset, and for all, let's think about this. We are acting, we are really doing. I will repeat again. I'm proud on my students. I'm proud on Iiu. I'm proud on all you, because we are change makers. So thank you. Thank you very much. Till tomorrow. Bye-bye. See you again. And let's hear tomorrow about the good health and well-being. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.